You know that guy at the party who accidentally spills his drink, but instead of freaking out, he laughs it off and somehow becomes the coolest person in the room? Everyone's thinking, how is this dude so chill? Well, today I'm going to show you why that guy isn't special. He just knows something you don't. And trust me, it's stupidly easy to become that person. Here's something funny. Last week I saw this guy trip and fall right in the middle of Times Square. But instead of doing what most of us would do, looking around nervously, speed walking away, maybe moving to another country, he just got up, dusted himself off, and started dancing. The crowd went wild. Now your brain's probably thinking, yeah, that's just some naturally confident person. Wrong? Dead wrong. And I can prove it with a quick experiment. Think about your most embarrassing moment. Got it? Good. Now try to remember someone else's embarrassing moment from last week. Drawing a blank? That's exactly my point. See, we're all living in our own movie, thinking we're the main character, everyone's watching. But here's the truth bomb. Nobody's watching your movie because they're too busy starring in their own. Remember that time you wore mismatched socks to work and thought everyone noticed? They didn't. That awkward thing you said in the meeting last Tuesday? Everyone forgot about it before they even left the room. I used to be the guy who'd rather eat glass than speak up in meetings. The type who'd wear a jacket in summer because what if my shirt has sweat stains? But then I learned something that changed everything. A stupid, simple mindset shift that turned me into that guy who doesn't give a fuck. And not in a fake, trying too hard way, but in a way that actually made life better. Ever watched 4-year-olds at a playground? Those tiny humans are living their best lives. They fall. Get up, fall again, laugh, and keep going. No one's thinking, oh God, did everyone see me fall off that swing? They just don't care. And that's their superpower. But somewhere along the way, we got infected with what I call the what-if virus. What if they judge me? What if I look stupid? What if I'm not good enough? We traded our preschool confidence for a lifetime subscription to overthinking. The funny thing is, science backs up the preschool approach. Researchers found that we spend about 47% of our day worrying about things that never happen. That's like preparing for rain in a desert. Totally pointless. Here's what really clicked for me. I was at this coffee shop working on my laptop when an old guy walked in. He's wearing the most mismatched outfit I've ever seen. Hawaiian shirt, striped pants, and what looked like garden shoes. But he walked in like he owned the place. Not in an arrogant way, but with this pure, I'm comfortable being me energy. I watched as people's reactions changed from, what is he wearing? To, man, I wish I had that kind of confidence. That's when it hit me. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being perfectly okay with being imperfect. The secret isn't complicated. It's actually ridiculous how simple it is. Stop treating every moment like it's going on your permanent record. Because guess what? There is no permanent record. There's just life happening right now, and you're missing it while trying to edit a movie nobody's watching. But knowing this isn't enough. You need a system to actually use it. And that's exactly what I discovered. I stumbled onto this game-changing trick by accident. I call it the 10-10-10 rule, and it's about to become your new best friend. Here's how it works. When you're freaking out about something, ask yourself 3 questions. Will this matter in 10 minutes? 10 months? 10 years? Let me show you how stupidly effective this is. Last month, I ripped my pants during a presentation. Not a small rip. We're talking full-on ventilation system. Old me would have died right there. But instead, I used 10-10-10. 10 minutes? Yeah, pretty embarrassing. 10 months? Probably just a funny story. 10 years? Might be the best story at my retirement party. The moment I ran these questions, something amazing happened. I started laughing. The whole room started laughing with me. I finished my presentation with a breeze coming through my pants, and guess what? It ended up being my highest rated talk ever. But here's where it gets interesting. The 10-10-10 rule isn't just about embarrassing moments, it works for everything. Scared to ask someone out? 10-10-10 it. Nervous about changing careers? 10-10-10 it. Worried about that weird text you sent? You get the idea. The magic happens because this rule forces your brain to zoom out. It's like switching from selfie mode to landscape view. Suddenly you see the bigger picture, and all those tiny anxieties look exactly like what they are. Tiny. But there's a catch. Knowing the rule isn't enough. You need to actually use it in real life when your heart's racing and your brain's screaming, danger. That's where the next part comes in. The practice method that turns this from theory into your default setting. So let's get practical. You've got the 10-10-10 rule, but in the heat of the moment, your brain moves faster than your logic. That's why I created the 5-second superhero switch. It's ridiculously simple, but it works like magic. Here's the deal. Pick your favorite movie superhero. Now, when something uncomfortable happens, you've got 5 seconds to ask yourself, what would superhero do? Not because you're going to save the world, but because superheroes never worry about looking stupid. Think about it. Spider-Man swings around New York in bright red spandex. Thor walks into modern coffee shops dressed like a medieval rock star. They just own it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I tested this at the gym last week. I was about to try a new exercise, but kept stalling because I thought I'd look dumb. Then I thought, what would Iron Man do? Tony Stark would walk in there, probably mess up, make a joke about it, and keep going. So that's what I did. The results? I learned the exercise faster because I wasn't worried about looking perfect. 3 other people asked me for tips later, not because I was an expert, but because I was the only one brave enough to try something new. This isn't about pretending to be fearless. It's about acknowledging the fear and moving forward anyway. Your superhero doesn't have to be from Marvel or DC. It could be that confident friend who always speaks their mind, or that coworker who rocks their unique style without apology. The key is the 5-second limit. Don't overthink it. Feel the fear, pick your hero, make your move. But to really lock this in, you need something I call the daily embarrassment practice. And it's about to change everything. This is where the real magic happens. I'm about to share something that sounds completely backwards, but stick with me. You need to embarrass yourself on purpose, every single day. Small stuff, nothing crazy. The daily embarrassment practice works like a vaccine. Just like a vaccine uses tiny bits of a virus to build immunity, we're going to use tiny bits of embarrassment to build immunity against caring too much. Here's your starter pack. Sing out loud while walking down the street. Wear your clothes slightly wrong, one pant leg rolled up. Ask for a discount at a store that never gives discounts. Dance while waiting for the elevator. High-five a stranger. Okay, maybe fist bump in post-COVID times. I started with singing in public. Just hummed my favorite song while walking through Target. First time, heart was racing. By the 5th time, couldn't care less. That's when I realized embarrassment is like a muscle that gets tired. Use it enough and it just gives up. The best part is people's reactions are never what you expect. Most don't notice. Some smile. A few join in. Last week, I started dancing in line at Starbucks. The guy behind me said, "Finally, someone who gets it," and joined in. We're now coffee buddies. But here's the real secret. This practice isn't about embarrassment. It's about proving to your brain day after day that nothing bad happens when people think you're weird. The world doesn't end. Life goes on. And slowly, without even noticing, you start living instead of just worrying about living. Now, there's one final piece to this puzzle, and it's the most powerful one yet. Here's the $1,000,000 secret. Being the person who doesn't give a fuck isn't about not caring at all. It's about caring about the right things. Think of your fucks as money. You've got a limited amount, so spend them wisely. I created what I call the freedom formula. Write down everything you care about. Everything. Now split it into 2 lists. Things you can control. Things you can't control. Look at that second list. Those are the fucks you need to stop giving. Other people's opinions? Can't control. Past mistakes? Can't control. Whether everyone likes you? Definitely can't control. I did this exercise last month. Had 37 things on my can't control list. Each day I picked one to let go. When my boss gave me that weird look in a meeting, crossed it off. Can't control his face. When my joke fell flat at dinner, crossed it off. Can't control how others react. The crazy part? As my can't control list got shorter, my confidence got bigger. Not because I became some ultra cool dude, but because I stopped wasting energy on things that didn't matter. This isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming free. Free to focus on what actually matters. Your goals, your happiness, your growth. Everything else is just background noise. So there it is. Your complete blueprint to becoming that person who spills coffee and turns it into a party. Use the 10-10-10 rule. Flip that superhero switch, practice your daily embarrassment, and apply the freedom formula. Start today. Start small. But most importantly, just start. Pick one thing from your can't control list right now and drop it. Then tell me in the comments what you're letting go of. And hit subscribe for more life-changing stuff that actually works. Remember, the person who doesn't give a fuck wasn't born that way. They just decided to live differently. Now it's your turn.